Sunday, 29th September, day 5, 6, I don't know, I'm kind of losing track at this stage. Not a bad night's sleep overall, a bit interrupted. The alarm started going off from about sort of 3:45 and were fairly incessant. I got to doze, but yeah, not bad, still better than it would be on the bay. I did wake up with, to use a strong euphemism, a not particularly good stomach.
The use of euphemisms is going to be persistent throughout this episode. We are discussing gastrointestinal activity, otherwise known as the shits. So yeah, I'm going to be careful with my language, but brace yourself for that.
Which gave me like an hour and a half, 2 hours of stomach cramps. Which weren't a great deal of fun.
The stomach cramps were really bad. It was really unpleasant. Fortunately, they didn't last for very long. Stomach upset generally does last for much long. But the stomach cramps, like literal pain, that passed like properly within the next couple of days.
But paracetamol seems to have done the job, and aside from being a bit generally today, everything seems to be the same as normal, really. I did notice my hair is sort of starting to grow back, really patchy. I washed it this morning, and I don't know if it'll come out now, but if you run your hand through it, I don't know if you can see this, if I move my head so it'll refocus. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Yeah, it's growing and then falling back out at the exact same speed. Otherwise, today will be the same as yesterday, which will be the same as the day before, and that will be the same until, I don't know, the end of time. Oh, quick side note, so wife and child not visiting today, which sucks because it's really nice to see them, and my wife helps me wash, which is also nice. I feel really bad that they have to make like an hour, well, the she at least makes an hour and 20 journey every day up here to come and see me. So it's good they're taking a break. I'm pleased they're going to have a day off at home. Even if it does mean I'll be in my cocoon for a little while. I guess I'll get some editing done. One day I may even start actually editing this vlog. One day. This, in terms of how I feel, is the 4th day of chemo. It's the worst I've felt by far. Feeling really sicky. They seem to say that my dodgy stomach may be from the antibiotics. They're not really sure. Okay, so talking about poo isn't something that I really find very comfortable. It's not really something that anybody, except maybe my father-in-law, finds all that comfortable at all. And as a society, we don't discuss it. But if you're going to be in hospital to have chemotherapy and be given antibiotics and lots of other drugs, you're going to kind of need to get on board with it, especially if in a vlog like this you want to be honest. It's not really something you can gloss over. When you're in hospital, every single day, a nurse will ask you, have you opened your bowels today? And whoever they are, whatever you think of them, whatever you think they might think of you, you must tell them. Now, as a side note, I'm fairly confident that while I may find it embarrassing, I think all of you probably poo, and we're going to have to discuss it as defecating adults together. I was asked to provide a sample, which led to 20 minutes of utter indignity in the bathroom. Have you ever had to shit in a pot? Have you ever had to shit in a pot with a slightly dodgy stomach? I can tell you, it brings with it all kinds of dangers and risks. Be very careful when you move. As I mistimed the movement from my cardboard bowl back to the toilet and managed to ruin a pair of pajamas. Did you know how difficult it is trying to clean up yourself and your clothes with a leaking catheter bag dripping around you all over the bathroom floor? When you are tangled in all of these wires, it's not easy. I feel a bit better now. They gave me some more anti-sickness, but the thought of eating tea does not fill me with any joy whatsoever. Anti-sickness is your friend. Take everything they can give you, and if you feel even the slightest bit sick, tell them straight away. Don't let it get worse, because the faster you take those things, the better the impact it will have, rather than if you let it run on and on and on and on. Now, I know I was actually quite lucky. In all of the chemotherapy I had, I was only sick once. But I know, especially based on the feedback I've had on previous videos, some people get it way worse than I do. So the drugs are your friend. Take the drugs. And the catheter bag, which has been leaking since this morning, and God bless the staff, they're really good, but nobody's changed it. It has now escaped all over the floor, and I just trod on that as well. So yeah, not a great day, not the best day. I didn't get any B-roll of the incident earlier on. I thought it was best to spare you that.
But I need to let you know now, given that you are probably going to have a dodgy stomach intermittently at the very best, there's a good chance that the people of the hospital will ask you to provide a sample. You will need to shit in a cardboard pot and hand that pot over to another human being. I'm not even sure this particular sort of vlog will make it in, because really discussing my feces is not something that I feel hugely comfortable with putting into the public domain. I ummed and ahed about whether to put this in the vlog. I mean, I'm going for a sort of kind of warts and all type look at the HSCT process, but there is a line between warts and all and poo and all. But in terms of the realities of being in hospital for this kind of treatment, and really just everything about having to be waited on and having people look after you and get shit for you and get you a blanket and tidy your it's infantilizing. It's made worse by the fact that I feel rubbish. So I will hopefully be less whingy and complainy tomorrow. But yes, we will see, one hopes. By all accounts it's cumulative, so I'll probably be worse. So there we go, 5th day. I can really smash it with some complaining. I think, yes, enjoy that. Incidentally, as a side note, I'm now on 4 pumps with different things. So we're doing Clexane to prevent clots, because I've been sat in bed for like 6 days because I'm just a complete loafer. I mentioned before about taking on a lot of fluid, and I said that the fluid mostly went to my stomach. If you look at my very doughy exterior, you can see evidence of that there. Thank you very much. That was very fast.
Lovely.
Thank you. In terms of the injections, the Clexane, Clax something, that's entirely my wife's fault. They weren't going to give me any anticoagulants, but my wife talked to them when she realised that I was pretty much spending 23.5 hours in bed. She said that she thought it would be a good idea for me to have something, and they agreed. So every day, stomach stabbies. It's 9:30 on Sunday, the 29th of September. This is day... Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, day 5 still. It's been a funny day. So I've done a few little bits throughout the day, generally moaning for the most part. I'd actually forgotten how up and down things would go on any given day. I was expecting an up and down over the course of the series of weeks, but on any given day, on any given hour, things can feel much worse or much better. Like there, I was feeling really rough, really rubbish. By the evening, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really energized and really awake. Right now it's 9:30 and I feel fine. It's really weird. Because that's something that I kind of wanted to talk about, because it's something I hadn't expected. You know, people tell you that these kind of things is like a day at a time, all that kind of stuff. And I kind of expected some days to be better than other days. But what I hadn't realised was that it's not just day by day. It's literally like, it's hour by hour. This today has been so up and down. It's been the most up and down day so far. So I woke up this morning feeling kind of funny. I had my dodgy stomach issue with all of the other elements that entailed. And I felt rough as rats this afternoon during the chemo. And that's the first time during the chemo that I felt really pig sick for a long time. And I had a couple of extra pills of anti-sickness. They gave me the big syringes of anti-sickness as well. And none of it really made a difference. I still felt rubbish for ages. And then they came in at like, I reckon, 7:15 and changed these things. I don't even know what they did. I've lost complete track of anything they do anymore. They just wire me up. They do different things with all my different wires, and they put different drugs up. And now I feel okay. In the context of where I am, I feel really good. And after the day, it's just really unusual to feel that way at this time of night. In between, because I felt rubbish, and I just laid in bed and did nothing. I had some sort of war documentary on my very nice TV. But I didn't do anything. And every time I get like that, every time I get really rubbish and feel really pants, I try not to mope, but it's easy to think, oh God, is it going to be like this now for the rest of this day? And that would be, the thought of that alone is horrific. And now when I'm like this, I can't imagine that I'm going to feel a shit again tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last one. It is the last day 5, finished. and then my neutrophils have dropped from 7 yesterday to 2 today. So in all likelihood, by the end of tomorrow, I'll be neutropenic, and then that's it. Boom, the mist goes up on that glass door, and I'm in isolation for a little while. I'm hoping there aren't more days like today. I know there probably will be. I'm hoping there aren't more various hours like I've had today, but I know there will be. Yeah, so I suppose the only thing I really wanted to get across with this one is how much it varies, like within a day. One day can be, like the start can be normal, the day, it just goes up and down. And emotionally, as well as, not just physically, emotionally. My son sent me some stuff. I don't know if I'm going to bring it up on my phone. Apparently he's been really sad that I've not been there today. And he sent me loads of messages telling me he loves me, and he's cried a few times. And my wife was going to come and see me tomorrow morning, and she was going to leave him at home so he didn't have to do the journey. He cried when she told him she was going to go on her own. And so now he's coming as well, which is really, really good. But I feel bad that he's got to do it, but it's really going to be really lovely to see him. But it's not just how you feel, like physically, which is obviously a big determining factor, but it's all the thing that your family and stuff have to deal with outside. It's that makes a difference as well. So, funny day. So there's not a huge amount for future Chris to add there. Old Chris is right. One half is kind of the physical stuff and all that kind of thing involved with the HSCT. The other half is the emotional bit. And for me, that was actually, I found that much more difficult. And quite frankly, given you are where you are and you have to do what you have to do for as long as you have to do it, there's not a great deal you can do about either. Funny day, the funniest one so far. Incidentally, I think I might have mentioned it already. I've also started doing this stuff. I think I mentioned it the other day. It's very bad. I don't enjoy this. I have to do another one in about an hour. So, yes. Blech. Anyway, I feel good now. I'm going to do some editing. I'm going to play some Switch. It's going to be, as much as it can be, a relatively nice evening after what is a massively wanky day. So, I'm going. So, I'll figure out a sign-off. Another quick random video, given as I have more energy than normal. This tangles an awful lot. Somehow I went to go and wash my catheter area, which is obviously a great deal of fun, and somehow managed to entwine my catheter bag around this tube about 3 times. I have literally no idea how I did it. It's like I did some sort of maypole dance. And I don't know how to get out. I have absolutely no idea how to undo this, short of removing the catheter, which I will not be doing. So I'm gonna try now on camera. I think this goes under here. But the problem is I'm attached, obviously, to the chest and the arm, and just whatever else. And this is it's not, you can't really see it from there. Like, look, it's really intertwined. Like it's all in there. I don't know how. I got tangled all the time. So here are some top tips for avoiding a spider's web of cannulas and Hickman leads. But this happens a lot. This is something you need to be careful. So in terms of like cable management, small tip: always try and make sure it's all on the same side, which I got wrong with the catheter initially. If you can, make sure you get the Hickman line with 3 lumens, not with 2, because this would be much easier if I wasn't attached to the arm. And the catheter is just a monumental pain in the arse generally. I was going to do this in front of camera, but I think it would use up my memory card to achieve it. So I'm going to cancel, and I'm going to stop now, and I'll hopefully have some success in the next 10 minutes. If not, I'm going to have to ring the help bell so that I can untangle myself. I'm done now, I think. Better end to a shitty day. There we are. Diarrhea, sadness, and stomach cramps. That was day 6 or 7 or whatever I said it was. Hospital life concerns are a little bit different to normal life concerns. For me, following that, actually, the stomach got better fairly quickly. Bathroom visits, however, they stayed the same for quite a while. There's a great frequency you have to kind of just get on board with. Nothing you can do about it. Things get better with the tangled wires. I got slightly better at planning when you get up, how not to just entangle yourself too much, so it's like a maypole. It's also obviously as they take more out, so when the cannula comes out and they drop down to the Hickman, and then eventually when they stop giving you stuff via the Hickman, and when they take the catheter out, it's it progressively gets better. But there's like a week where any kind of getting up to do anything is a bit of a job. However, that is it for this one. So thank you very much for watching. As ever, very, very kind of you. Any feedback, please throw it in the comments or send me a message on Facebook or however it is you want to do it. I will see you in the next one. Please do like and subscribe, etc. The next one is wife and child visiting, not feeling too great generally, so more complaining. And then I talk about a slightly random thing that I didn't expect, which was the degree to which certain triggers would make you feel sick. So specifically I talk about smells that made me feel like I wanted to vomit. But I will see you for that next time. Bye bye. The concerns you have while you're in hospital may be ever so slightly different to what you end up having when you they were but they were much improved. Bathroom frequents were highly frequent, but bathroom I think all of you probably poo. I think you so you need to get you. So I think you all. Given you are in, but I need to let you know now. There's a good chance the oh, you massive bellend.